Since the dawn of time, tarnished folk have been bellowing out about the Soulsborne Eero series.
It feels like he's fucking with us.
From LA to Anne Orlando, body type A's and body type B's have been hyping every game in the series, and of course the hype has never been bigger than for Elden Ring! And they got titty sword writer George on this one. That's pretty cool. Now, the first thing you have to do in every From Software game is create a character, and I put a lot of time into choosing a template. I did, however, get very creative with the name. Then in classic FromSoft fashion, a very serious voice narrates very seriously.
The Mad Taint.
Oh. My hype then quickly turned to disappointment as the rumors were indeed true. The PS5 version of the game had a frame rate and stuttering issue, something FromSoft has only been ignoring since 2009. So for the first time in my video making career, I actually had to prove that frame rate is more important to me than high fidelity graphics. Booting up the PS4 version and remaking my character, creatively naming him Mitch. Serendipitously, I awaken a church to find my first item, a tarnished wizened finger. Totally normal thing to find. Of course, the next thing I do is slowly open a door. Ooh, a message. Try fingers, but whole. Wow. I hope the entire community doesn't latch onto that one. Oh, here's another one. Brilliant. FromSoft then teaches me about death by summoning an amorphous blob with a custom embroidered cloak. Who made your clothes? I really want to know. So naturally I perish before the beast of many fingers and awaken totally not tutorial cave, dropping down without even really thinking about it and finding a sight of grace. I get that crunchy satisfying hit on the first enemy and realize I'm gonna like this game. Yeah, I can feel it. I wallop the next few guys, ignoring the tutorial information, approaching Shield Man, a man capable of only shielding. I defeat Shield Man, taking the first gulp of sweet, sweet healing goo, before seeing another player do a jump attack. A very interesting style, though not at all what I would use against the first full-screen health bar enemy. No, that was the no blocking, no dodging technique. I switched to a halberd, a weapon I would hold on to for quite some 30 hours. Then I dropped down into an area I started at? What? I open a big door slowly and find a sight of grace. Stepping onto a large spinning elevator with a huge button, I get a sense that Miyazaki had a PS2. Deadlifting this door, I see The Lands Between for the first time and prepare myself for a new Breath of the Wild adventure. I mean, Breath of the Wild. After finding some herba. The first thing I do is hunt animals too weak or slow to pose any challenge. Then I discover the time-lapse feature and get pretty into it. Now, Elden Ring has had a lot of discussion around its game design principle, but no one wants to talk about corpse manipulation physics, so I guess I will. It's alright. Eager to try out the new stealth system, I wait for a fucking city to walk by, and then feel that oh-so-familiar realization that I am way out of my depth. Discovering a sight of grace! I meet a peculiar man who explains everything I'll need to get on my way, and I cared so little about it that I didn't even know he said this stuff until I was editing this. So thanks to everyone I know personally for putting up with me, it turns out I really do only hear what I want to hear. I return to the fucking atrocity, because those 607 runes aren't gonna pick up themselves, and defeat the poor bugger with a slash to the jiggly zone. I fight a land squid for a while before realizing I needed an easier target. This guy should do. Weary from my successes, I decide to take refuge in a dilapidated church. Although you could say anywhere in this game is dilapidated, and it probably required too much labor to spell it out that many times, so it's just assumed. Of course I find a sight of grace and a dude. After walking around aimlessly, I find a slow and door openly.
Oh, that herba's really kicking in.
I nearly die to big-headed stone pigmen, navigate an absolutely classic Souls level, pull a lever receiving a very helpful tip, and of course do dying before reaching the Erdtree Burial Watchdog, whose, spoiler alert, is a cat. I then discover in editing how fun it is to watch an enemy's health bar drain and fast forward. After swirling around in circles locked onto a dragonfly, I find a cave with some wolves inside, which leads to a fight with Beastman of Farum Azula. I just like saying these things. It's a nice name. Approaching definitely not a trap. I get scared by Buddy Boy's wind attack and retreat to the safety of where a hooded lady doing a permanent winky face gives me a horse with no name. It felt good to get out of the rain, but actually it had a name and it didn't feel good because I didn't know you could attack on both sides of the horse. For a while, I decide for some reason to continue fighting the f***ing atrocity on foot before defeating it on horseback and stumbling onto a shack where I meet a young lady.
Everyone's been grafted, their legs taken, even their heads taken and stuck to the spider. Quite a lark when you think about it.
Exploring the countryside, I find something very interesting.
Jellyfish. Jellyfish.
After playing with my balls for a while, I move on towards Stormvale Castle. Utilizing my shaky body technique, I sneak upside the castle's defenses, stabbing the ballista guy in the back and leading the rest down a tunnel where their numbers count for nothing. Judging by the open arena-like area and the high concentration of bloodstains, I assume a boss fight was coming up, so I summon a cooperative player named...
Oh, here.
And wouldn't you know, it's a boss fight. Rogier goes down shortly before myself, and to my surprise, he's still there waiting to help me. What a dude. Back at it again at Krispy Kreme, Rogier valiantly sacrifices himself, doing as much damage as possible. But unfortunately, I die again, and the mad lad is still there waiting for me. Players in this game are really nice, and Rogier is one of... That's an NPC. That's not a player at all, is it? On my third try, I summoned some Godric soldiers and sealed the deal. Naturally, a Grace appears as well as Winky Face, giving me access to what would become my main hub area. This is a place where useful NPCs stay to help me on my quest to become Elden Lord, including an incantation guy, blacksmith, and not at all creepy sisters. I would also receive a very valuable thing from a pretty lady. A hug. Aww. After crushing as much furniture as possible, I get back to the task at hand. The mighty Castlevale Storm. No. After many hours in the open world, I was really looking forward to some classic Souls level design, and FromSoft did not disappoint, giving me the option to take the hard way or the easy way. And spoiler alert, the easy way has falcons dual-wielding swords. Oh, two at the same time, really? Oh, now I'm falling, really? After deciding that the lock-on feature isn't always the best move, I discover how effective guard breaks are on these Falkian falcons, and the area gets a little too easy. First up to bat is contestant number 1, who goes for a strike but is countered quickly by a delayed kill strike, and that is contestant number 1 face down. Well, let's see what contestant number 2 has in store for us, folks. Ooh, that is exactly the same strike countered again, but no delay, and that is another face plant, my goodness. This next section was slightly harder.
I feel happy and fine, living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Now, had I known there was a nearby site, I would have had a much better time rolling around on the rooftops looking for goodies. I am then excited to find out that the falcons are back and they have explosives, but I just killed them the same way. Ha 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 ha. Descending down a little secret area I found, I didn't fall to my death. This leads me to a fight with a big scary guy that won't fall off the edge. Almost like they knew I'd try that. Alright, big guy, let's... Heading back up the elevator and jumping off the roof like our pats, the boys and I deal with a gauntlet of enemies, and I'm ashamed to say that I let my bros take a lot of the hits. We then find something quite menacing. Oh, he looks friendly. He does not look friendly, that is not good. So I sneak by and find the only place I will rest my weary head. A site of grace. For some reason, I was feeling a bit lucky, so I sneak up on this behemoth and lure him into a trap with my Godric bros, and it actually went well. And I'm not being sarcastic for once. So we press on to fight more birds. This time they blow fire, and I wasn't happy about it. In fact, this was so frustrating that I went a different direction and found some pot men that fought me for absolutely no reason. Please, brothers, we do not need to fight this day. Do not make me smash you open for your delicious juices. And now, the moment it was all leading to. The struggle, the sacrifice. That guy who fell. It was time to finally face a boss with a cutscene before it. Margit doesn't count, I don't know why. And you know what? It was too easy. Yep. Beat him in one go. Wasn't even trying. Hey, wait, what are you doing? No, not the montage! So there it is, one of the most anticipated games in a really long time. I would continue playing for about 25 hours and had a good time. Yeah.
You're a big man. Big man.
Be sure to tune in next time as we fight more
tongue-tied and oh so squeamish. You never fell in love. Did you get what you deserve?
Oh, yeah. I've seen this before. Yeah, very...
Okay, sweet baby Jesus. Oh, my God. That was really scary.
And if you get to heaven,